Welcome to my channel, USA Battle Zone. Today, I bring you a story that will stay with you long after the video ends. A story about courage, sacrifice, and a woman who proved that titles mean nothing when your heart beats for service. This is the story of, "She's only a nurse," said the surgeon, until the wounded SEAL whispered, "You have no idea who she is." Cut to cinematic visuals, battlefield smoke, helicopters, hospital lights flickering between frames. It was 0300 hours at a military field hospital somewhere near the eastern border. The air smelled of antiseptic and gunpowder. Outside, the night was alive with distant gunfire, the kind that makes you feel every heartbeat. Inside, rows of wounded soldiers lay beneath the hum of fluorescent lights, the rhythm of life and death ticking away on monitors. Lieutenant Commander Michael Reeves, one of the most respected trauma surgeons in the Navy, was in the middle of his third operation that night. His hands never shook, not even under fire. He'd seen it all. Limbs torn apart, lungs collapsing, hearts stopping, and he had always been the man to fix what war tried to break. That night, the doors of the triage tent burst open again. Two medics stormed in with a stretcher. Critical incoming, Navy SEAL, multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and abdomen. The patient's uniform was shredded, blood soaking through. The man on the stretcher gasped for air, clutching the medic's wrist. His dog tags were streaked with red. "Get him to Bay 2. Reeves barked, stepping aside from the table. A nurse moved quickly beside him, small, quiet, her uniform simple, her hair tied in a no-nonsense bun. Reeves barely noticed her before. She was new, transferred only 2 weeks earlier. Vitals dropping fast, she said softly, eyes fixed on the wounded SEAL. Pulse weak, BP 70/40. Reeves didn't even look up. "Do as you're told, nurse. Keep pressure here." She nodded, calm under pressure, her hands firm and steady despite the chaos around them. But there was something in her eyes. Not fear, not panic, something deeper, recognition. The wounded SEAL's lips trembled. He struggled to speak. "Lucy," he whispered. The nurse froze. Her eyes met his. Reeves looked up. "You know him." Her voice cracked. "Just a little. I did, once." They moved fast. Reeves gave orders. IV lines. Blood type O negative. The nurse, Lucy, worked wordlessly, anticipating his every move. He began surgery. Massive internal bleeding. "We need suction," Reeves demanded. Lucy was already there, holding the suction tube steady. Not a flinch, not a mistake, but Reeves could feel something different about her presence, an energy that wasn't just professional. It was personal. As the operation continued, Lucy's eyes flickered between the heart monitor and the SEAL's face. He was slipping away. Reeves muttered under his breath, "We're losing him." Lucy leaned closer to the wounded man, whispering something the others couldn't hear. Then, a miracle. His pulse steadied. Reeves frowned. "What the hell did you just do?" "Nothing," she said softly, eyes glistening. "Just reminded him who he is." 4 hours later, the operation was over. The SEAL was alive, barely. They moved him to recovery. Reeves pulled off his gloves, exhausted. He turned to Lucy. "You did well tonight, for a nurse." Her face didn't change. "Thank you, sir." But there was something in the way she said it, something that made even a man like Reeves stop for half a second. Later that morning, the hospital quieted. The smell of blood was replaced by the sterile calm of dawn. Reeves went to check on the SEAL. The man was awake now, pale but conscious. Lucy sat beside him, holding his hand gently. Reeves cleared his throat. "Well, soldier, you gave us a hell of a scare." The SEAL gave a faint smile. "Wouldn't be the first time." He turned to Lucy. "Doc," he whispered to Reeves, "do you even know who she is?" Reeves chuckled. "She's a nurse. One of the new ones. Quiet type." The SEAL's expression changed. A weak smile tugged at his lips. "You have no idea who she is." Reeves frowned. "What do you mean?" The SEAL's eyes met Lucy's. "Tell him." She shook her head gently. "No, Jack, rest." But the SEAL wouldn't let it go. He looked straight at Reeves. "She's not just a nurse. She's the reason any of us came home." Reeves blinked. "What are you talking about?" The SEAL's breathing hitched. "She was with us, deep in enemy territory. Operation Iron Dagger. We were trapped, 6 of us. She flew in, unarmed, under fire, to pull us out. Took a bullet herself. We thought she was dead. Reeves stared at her. That's impossible. That mission was classified. Everyone said the medic didn't survive. Lucy looked away. They weren't wrong. The medic didn't survive. Not the same way. Her voice trembled now. I was a field medic, special ops support. After that mission, I couldn't stay on the field. Too much damage inside. But I still needed to serve. So I came here. Reeves was speechless. He'd called her just a nurse, and now the truth hit him like a bullet of his own. That night, Reeves sat alone in the mess hall, turning her words over and over. He'd seen courage in many forms, but never like that. He realized something profound. Sometimes, the quiet ones carry the heaviest wars inside them. Over the next few days, Lucy continued working in the hospital. No fanfare, no special treatment, just tireless compassion for every soldier who came through those doors. Word began to spread, whispers among the ranks. She's the angel of Iron Dagger, they said. The medic who saved the SEALs. But Lucy never acknowledged it. Whenever someone brought it up, she just smiled and changed the subject. One evening, an incoming helicopter brought another wave of casualties. Reeves and Lucy rushed to the landing pad. The rotor wash kicked up sand and blood-stained gauze. One of the soldiers, barely 20, was screaming in pain, clutching what was left of his leg. Lucy knelt beside him, her hands steady as stone. It's okay, sweetheart, you're not alone, she whispered. Her voice was soft, almost maternal. She locked eyes with the boy, terrified, trembling, and for a moment, he stopped screaming. Reeves watched from behind. He realized she had something he never did, the ability to heal beyond the body. Hours later, after the chaos subsided, Reeves found her sitting outside, staring at the horizon. The sun was setting, a burning orange ball sinking behind blackened hills. He sat beside her. I owe you an apology, he said quietly. She didn't look up. For what? For calling you just a nurse. Finally, she turned toward him. Her face was calm. Doctor, we all wear labels. You save lives in surgery. I save them before they get to you. The only thing that matters is that they go home. Reeves nodded slowly. You've seen too much to talk about it, haven't you? She smiled faintly. Some stories aren't meant to be told, only carried. Weeks passed. The SEAL, Jack, recovered faster than anyone expected. One morning, Reeves walked in to find Lucy gone from her station. Where's Nurse Lucy? He asked. A corpsman pointed toward the helicopter pad. She's leaving, sir. Reassigned. Reeves ran out. The blades of the helicopter were already spinning. Lucy stood near the ramp, duffel bag slung over her shoulder. Lucy, he called out. She turned, wind whipping her hair loose from its bun. For the first time, he saw her not as a nurse, not as a soldier, but as something far greater. I didn't get to thank you, Reeves shouted over the roar. For him, for all of them, she smiled. You already did, Doctor. Every time you save one of them, you thank me. Then she climbed aboard. The chopper lifted off, vanishing into the sunrise. Reeves stood there for a long time, dust swirling around his boots. He realized that some heroes don't need medals or ranks. They just need purpose. Months later, Reeves received a letter. No return address, just his name, written neatly in black ink. Inside was a simple note. Dear Commander, if you ever doubt the reason you're here, remember that every life you save carries the story of someone who once saved you. Stay strong, Lucy. Folded inside the note was a small dog tag. It wasn't his. It belonged to Jack, the SEAL. On the back were engraved words that made Reeves' throat tighten. For the one who heals the healers. Years passed. The war changed. The hospital was rebuilt, then closed, then reopened somewhere else under a new flag. Reeves eventually retired, his hands finally allowed to rest. But every year, on the anniversary of that night, he would take that dog tag out and lay it on his desk. He never saw Lucy again. But he never forgot her. No one did. Her name became legend in the quiet corridors of the medical corps. They called her the Shadow Medic. No official records, no citations, just stories, whispered in awe. Music swells softly, violins, low heartbeat drum in background. Narrator, They say real heroes don't seek recognition. They don't wear their courage like medals. They wear it in silence, in scars no one can see. And somewhere out there, maybe she's still serving, in a tent, in a helicopter, in a disaster zone, saving lives while the world passes her by. Because heroes don't always carry guns. Sometimes they carry stethoscopes. Sometimes they're just nurses. And sometimes, they're the reason warriors come home. If this story moved you, if you believe in the quiet strength of those who serve behind the lines, take a moment to honor them. Like, comment, and subscribe to USA Battlezone for more stories of courage and sacrifice. Because behind every victory, there's someone who healed the broken.